guys, so for today's video we're going to be putting to the test the Mcgrath eyeshadow palette. So the palette I picked up is Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. I think it's meant to be a 5, it's like a V, so I'm pretty sure that's Roman numerals. I think, I'm not too sure, but basically this is what the outer packaging looks like. It is so beautiful. So when you open it up, you have to like twirl this thing here. And then when you open it up, I really don't want to like fling this about, but this is what the palette looks like. So you open it, and the names are in this box, like they're not attached to this palette at all. Which I guess is not really a bummer, because I mean I'm going to keep it in this anyway, so to me it's not that much of a big deal. But when I tell you this feels hefty, like it weighs some. Like I think of when you pick up like an expensive palette, like, well, not expensive as such as like middle class palette, so like Decay, things like that, like you're like, yeah, they feel like nice compared to something that's drugstore, but this feels like really luxury compared to like an Decay eyeshadow palette. Like it's really heavy. It's just basically black and then gold on the back, and it says like PM for Mcgrath, and then it has a little L, a little crown, and then a little eye. I don't really know what any of that means, but yeah, that's what's on the palette. So you open it up, you get a lovely sized mirror in here. It doesn't fold all the way back, which to be honest does annoy me a little bit. Like I like to really bend my palettes about, but these are the colour selections that you get. So you basically get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 eyeshadow palettes, 10 eyeshadows, and this puppy will set you back £100, which is hella expensive. Like, so this is like luxury makeup. You can buy a Mcgrath from her website and get it shipped to the UK. I think I paid like £5 for shipping, and then I got hit with no taxes and things like that, like all the duty things and that, so that was really good. So yeah, I'm going to swatch all the eyeshadow palettes. All the eyeshadows, and yeah, I'm super excited. I haven't touched anything yet. I've heard really good things about the palette, so that's why I picked it up. It was my little treat because, well, I'm always treating myself, so it's not like I've done so well for myself. No, I just wanted it. So I've just done some swatches so you can see what they look like. So these are all the shades in the palette, and they are honestly so beautiful. This bottom shade here, especially when the ring light's catching it, like it is gorgeous. This red shade, I love reds on the eyes, but yeah, this shade's everything. Like it's so beautiful. I don't think I have anything like it in the collection. Really just a truly beautiful red. This shade here is not all that pigmented. Like when I was putting it down, like, it was quite difficult to get out, but it looks like it's just super easy to blend. So maybe if we pack it on a bit, it'd be a completely different situation. And then you have these shades here. So yeah, most of them are sort of like these metallic effects, and then you have like your sort of shimmers, and then you do get 3 mattes in the palette, which isn't a lot, but looking on her Instagram, like it is very much, oh, she uses quite a lot of the glitters and still gets a really good eye look out of it. So what I am going to do today is, because when I look at the palette, I don't feel like I know what I'm doing with it. So I've picked inspiration from Mcgrath's Instagram, so I will insert the little video here, but I'm going to try and recreate the look for it, because I don't know where to begin. So everything will be listed, all the artists and everything like that, if I have used a different artist. But what I'm going to do is, instead of doing a first impression, because the palette is so expensive and I really want to know if it's worth the money, that I'm going to do different looks every day and throw it into this video. So the eyeshadow looks will just be sort of like really quick, but it really will be truly tested today because I'm going to a concert, so lots of sweating and stuff. So yeah, this is basically day 1 of me testing out the palette and seeing how diverse it is and stuff, because like I said, obviously it's very expensive. So let's dig into the palette. So the first thing that I'm going to do is basically just put some eyeshadow primer on. So I'm putting down the Decay eyeshadow primer potion in anti-aging. So I'm going to take the Rose Gold 005. I'm just going to take that on my finger like she did in the video and pack that all on the lid. So I am just going to sort of buff that colour out a little bit. So I'm just going to take the Spectrum B06. Then I'm going to take Blitz Flame on a Crown Brush C528 and add that to the outer corner and lower lash line to add dimension. I'm just going to add this Marcel waterproof eyeliner in Espresso to the lash line. And then I'm just going to take the Crown Brush C431 and just sort of buff that brown out. So I'm just going to highlight the brow bone with the shade Skin Show Divine Glow and take that on a Crown Brush C510. Because it looks like in the video she's sort of using this style of brush. So yeah, we're just going to put that on the brow bone. Okay, so what I've done was I just applied some lashes and mascara. So this is the look we have. So I literally used 3 eyeshadows and I'm really impressed because usually I feel like you need like a load of crease work, a load of outer corner, loads of glitter. So this is actually super easy and it looks like super sexy as well. Like I feel like it's really sultry because of the pigments and just everything. Like it's so beautiful. Like when I was swatching it I was like, it's nice, but on the eyes it's really impressed me. So yeah, everything I'm wearing, by the way, listed in the bottom bar. But I wanted to show you because I just reviewed the Dose of Colours and Dizzy and Katie Friendcation palette, and the colours aren't exactly similar in the palette, but the texture of the shimmers, like the metallics, look very similar to like Pat McGrath. So let me just swatch. Let me swatch this one down here. So this is the Pat McGrath one. I think this was Rose Gold 005 or something. And then this is the Desi and Katie one. So obviously they're completely different colours. But can you see what I mean by how the light sort of catches it? Like it's got that very sort of similar glitter and stuff in there. So yeah, let me do this red one in the Desi and Katie one as well. So that one's completely different, but that one reminds me of the other red. This one's a bit more burgundy, but like they have that same sort of glittery texture kind of thing. And yeah, so anyway, nonetheless, a really beautiful palette. Obviously I will do a check-in later on. I'm going to see Gimme at 6 tonight, so very sweaty after a concert, and then we'll come back in a couple of days or a day or two or whatever with a completely different look, and I'll show you how I got the look, and we'll also see how that wears because like I said, I don't want to do just a first impression. So yeah, this is the end of this part of the video. I'll see you in a bit. My eyeshadow's still really sparkly. What do you think? Is it still as sparkly as when I first put it on?
Seems sparkly, yeah.
Because usually they fade a bit like these colours, but it still looks sparkly. My eyelids look really oily though. I think it might be the eyeshadow base that I'm using, so I might change it up to see if it looks any different. But the colours are still all there. My lower lash line, I feel like I've got nothing underneath it though, so I don't know if that's the eyeshadow or not. But what is the time? Like 20 to 1?
It is 1:45 in the morning.
1:45 in the morning. I'm very tired. But yeah, the glitters and stuff are really pretty. Oh, this highlight is still glowing though. Oof. Yeah, I'm not too sure at the minute, but yeah, I think it's really pretty. But obviously we're going to do more looks, so we'll do check-ins and stuff with that as well. Hello, so we're back on day 2. So this is the look I created with the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. So I did follow a little video, which I'll link here. I think I'm reading the instructions wrong because my eye look looks completely different to this one. Like, I don't know, but anyway, so basically let me run you through what I done. So to start off, I used a different eye base this time because I feel like my eyelids are too oily at the minute and the Decay one just isn't doing too well. So I applied the Essence Eye Heart Colour Intensifying Base all over the lid. So I applied Blitz Flame Pigment all over the lid. So I took that on a Spectrum A16 and I just patted that on the lid. Then I diffused the colour with Entrapment, so I applied that through the outer corner and then up into the crease. And then I applied Blitz Frame to the lower lash line. So I typically do eyes before face, but I just went in with face today. But you do get a bit of fallout, especially when you use the glitter shades. And then it says to use her, obviously, gel liner in Blitz Brown, but I just took the brown eyeliner that I had from Marcel. So this is the waterproof eyeliner in Espresso. So I applied that quarter of the way on the lash line and the lower lash line, and then I smudged that out with a Spectrum A17, which is a nice angled brush. I didn't tell you, I diffused the crease with entrapment on a Crown Brush C441, which is usually a bigger blending brush than what I typically use, but it says to use a large fluffy brush, so a large fluffy brush, so that's what I went with. Then I applied Astral Lunar Gold on a little, I think it's a Real Techniques brush, I can't remember what it's called, something like the fine liner brush or something. So it does say to mix it with a medium, but I just wet it and put that on the inner corners and it still looks really pretty. I do have a mixing medium somewhere, but I'm not too sure where it is. And then I took that same shade all over the, well, quarter of the lid way through, so it adds a nice sparkle on top. And then I redefined the socket and crease with Blitz Frame, so it's a little bit more pigmented than what it was. And then I highlighted the brow bone with Skin Show Divine Glow. And then, me being the absolute div I am, I also took a bit of VR Fire Opal, so that's why my brows look glittery, because I was not meant to take that shade, but I took it anyway. So then I took that on a Crown Brush C510. And then I applied lashes and mascara, and then this is the look I achieved. So we're going to go about our day. Last time I didn't show check-in times, but the check-in time is, unlock the phone screen, is quarter past 3. So we'll do check-ins later on just to see how this wears. But last time I did check-ins, the colours had faded quite a bit. So this time I haven't smudged my lower lash line so much to see if we can keep that red very pigmented like it is now. So yeah, I'm going to go about my day and then we'll come back in a little bit. Okay, so the check-in time is 20 past 10 and the eyeshadow is really not looking good at all. Like, if you can see, which I hope you can, like the entire red colour that I placed down is completely peeled away. Like, I don't know if my eyelids are oily or what, but I had this problem with the Jaclyn Hill Vault palette, so I ended up setting the eye base and it worked well. So what I might have to do is, in the next one, I might have to use it and set it, but if not, I have the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base, which is meant to be really good for oily eyelids. So might do 4 videos to see how we can balance that out right. But obviously it doesn't look good. I mean, on my lower lash line it's still pretty red, which is nice, but obviously all of this is really faded. The glitter's still really pretty though, like it's still there. But for the palette at the minute, I'm just thinking it is not worth it whatsoever. Like, if I'm like really raves about it and I just can't get on board, obviously only using it twice, can't really judge it just yet. Hopefully another look brings us more luck. So this is the part 2 look. So this is day 3 of the Mcgrath eyeshadow palette. So this is the look we achieved here. So let's just jump into how I done this. So I'm going to take the NARS Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. I used to love this, but I just moved on to the Decay one. If eyeshadow bases are not going to work, I might try one with like no eyeshadow base to see how it works, because I'm willing to do anything to make this palette work, just because it's so expensive and I don't want to be like, oh no, it's absolutely awful and I've just wasted all this money on a palette that I'm not going to use, and it will literally, it will break my heart, it really will. So I'm not following any tutorial today. I just want to sort of do my own thing, look at the palette, be like, yeah, I want to put this here, do my own thing. So that's what we're going to do. So first of all, I'm going to take a Crown Brush C510 and I'm going to take the shade Skin Show Divine Glow, and I'm going to put that on the brow bone first. This is something that I typically do first. I like to highlight the brow bone first. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. So I am going to take, I like that crown brush that we used. It was like really fluffy. I actually did enjoy that. So I'm going to take that brush actually today. So that was the Crown Brush C441 Pro Blending Crease. And I'm going to take that brown shade, which is Entrapment, I'm going to run that through the crease. I'm just going to take a light dabble because I don't want anything too harsh in the crease, because I can go in with a bit of a darker shade after and just deepen that up. Then to further blend that out, I'm just going to take the Crown Brush Duro Fibre blending brush and just blend that out a bit more. These shades are super pigmented, and that's why I said I only want a light dabble, because it is quite a dark shade for a crease colour. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Disobedient, which is a nice dark brown shade, and I'm going to take that on a Spectrum A07. I'm just going to take a little dabble of this. I'm going to put that into the crease. Take a bit of that shade, same brush, and just sort of pack it on the outer corner as well. I'm going to take that red shade, which is Blitz Flame, and I'm going to take that on a Spectrum A16 and just pack that on the lid. Astra Lunar Gold, and just pack a little bit of that on top just to give it a little bit of pizzazz. So I'm going to take a bit more of Entrapment on a Crown Brush A12, and I'm going to run that along the lower lash line. I'm going to take another Spectrum A12 and take that red shade that we used on the lid, which is Blitz Flame or something. Yep, Blitz Flame. I'm going to take that on the other half, so closer to the teardrop. Then I'm going to take Skin Show Divine Glow on that same Crown Brush C510 that we took, and just pop a little bit of that on the inner corners. So the checking time is 20 to 4, so we're going to see how the eyeshadow wears. I'm really hoping this red shade lasts on my eyelids, because I've never had problems like this with a palette. The Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palettes, like the Vault collection, I had problems with. Like it was like going, it was almost like, do you know when oil mixes with water, like it's kind of doing that thing, it's like it's separating. So I set the eyelids with powder and it was working better, but it still wasn't at the place I want it to be. Like if I'm paying £100 for a palette, I don't want to have to fuck about with fucking eyeshadow bases all day long. So this is why I'm trying to put it more to the test, because I don't want to be like one review and I'll be like, it's awful, and in reality I can just use a different eyeshadow primer and it'd be fine. But I don't, yet again, it's like I don't want to have to be doing that. Like I don't want to have to be putting this primer on or this concealer on. Like I just want to use a primer and it's good to go. But unfortunately, that's not how it's working with this palette. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it works out a bit better this time. Okay, so the check-in time is 20 to 11. So on the eyeshadow, let's zoom in. It's looking a lot better than what it did in the past two videos. So maybe my eyelids are just a little bit oily, or I don't know, but I really love the Over Decay one, and I'm going off of it a little bit, because if it's going to do this to my palette, to my eyeshadow looks, then I don't really know. But yeah, it's looking a lot better. I'm going to give it one more try on another look. So we're going to be going to day 4 now. Okay, so this is going to be the last part of my Mcgrath video, but for the life of me, I can't get this shadow to work for me. So I will give you a quick rundown of what I tried to do. So to start off with, I took a studio brush and I packed the Extreme Aubergine all over the lid. And I mean, you have to pack. You cannot swipe anything because there's no pigment to it whatsoever, so you really have to dip your brush in quite hard and pack it on the lid, which I find with any shimmer, any matte, I don't have that issue where I have to pack it on that hard or really just try to get it to go. So then after that, I took a Crown Brush C441 and I basically tried to blend out the colour. So I took the Extreme Aubergine and I run it through the crease, but for the life of me, it's just not blending. And I'm talking, I've been blending for like minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes, and it's just not working. Like for some reason, it's still really dark in this outer corner, and it is still just ever so light up in here and up in the crease. Like I don't know why this part of my eye just does not want to blend. I don't know if it's because it's like on skin and there's no eyeshadow base sort of extended out that way, but I did use the Art Deco one, which I'm kind of enjoying. I think the floral scent's put me off, so I don't know if I'm going to continue using it. But last time I used it with the Mcgrath shadow, it worked so nice. Like it lasted me from day to night, and I was obviously having issues with it using the Urban Decay one, and I think I used the Essence one, and I'm still having issues with it. Obviously I just packed a little bit of is it Rose Gold IO5 and Blitz Frame on the inner corner, and obviously that shadow's really pretty. It is really pretty. I've used it before, I had no issues with it, but it's just this purple shade, I just can't get it to work for me, and I'm starting to get frustrated with it. And to be honest, I can't be bothered to finish the look when I can't even get this side to work for me. So that's basically it. So this is going to be the end of the video. Right. The thing is though, like some of the shades in here are so beautiful. Like I love these two together. Like I love putting this all over the lid and then I put this in the crease. So like that's what we've done for the first look and it is beautiful. I absolutely love the look. I think it's so easy to use. It's just 2 shades. It's beautiful. It's easy, quick makeup while looking stunning. But then we go over and like this brown shade is beautiful. But don't get me wrong, like I have hundreds of these that look exactly the same. Like, yeah, it's just a nice shimmery colour, you know. And I just, I don't know, like I just don't feel like it's worth the money to me. Like obviously I bought it, so I'm going to continue using it. But I found myself for a little while, like on Christmas, like obviously we're way past Christmas now, but I found, there's a hair on that. I found myself like reaching for it more, and like I went to Bingo the other day and I put like these 2 colours just all over the lid and put like a bit of this in the crease and it was so beautiful. And I thought, oh, I can't wait to like dive into this and do like a really dark smoky eye like I saw on Instagram, because obviously when you look at this you're probably thinking you can only get so many like neutral looks out of it. So yeah, I was like, oh, I'm more gravitated towards it now than I was before. But after using that purple shade, like it's just really irritating me now, and I just feel like I just don't want to use it anymore, like unless it's like the pink or red shade. Or like these are beautiful as well, like these little pigments in here, but like this gold shade, I think I've said this before, they remind me so much of the Dose of Colour Decay collection, like the Friendcation palette. Like it has that same sort of shift of colour, not shift of colour, but that same, do you know, like that iridescent shimmer, but it's like more metallic than it is a shimmer, like, and it holds that same standard to that palette, I feel like. And this is £100, whereas the Decay one I think was like £44, and I even got it on discount as well. So yeah, my overall thoughts finished there. I just don't think it's worth it. Obviously I have it and I think it's a beautiful palette, I really do, but I would not recommend for you to go out and buy it. If like, say like you're saving up and you're like, I really want a Mcgrath eyeshadow palette, then maybe go for like the little mini ones, or you get like, I think it's like 6 shades, just to try it out to see how you go, because obviously £100 is so much money for a palette, like it's absolutely ridiculous. I will continue using it, but I'm just not happy. So yeah, that's basically the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Alright, bye! Just my sort of natural look. What do you want from me? Should I do a video like this? Welcome to my beauty studio. Beauty studio, my ass. I always say this every time I get a new palette. I'm like, I'm so excited.